Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm talking a little bit quiet because it's actually super late at night and I don't want to wake the rest of the house up. So I'm starting the video at this late hour because I'm going to do a 24-hour readathon and I'm going to vlog it and I'm so excited. So it's actually Easter weekend, it's Good Friday today, so I'm basically planning on reading the entire way through Saturday, starting at midnight. All the way through to midnight on Saturday night as well. So that is the plan. Obviously, like I say, I'm going to vlog the whole thing. It's about 11 o'clock now, and I'm actually just watching an episode of Vampire Diaries, but I thought I'd start the video now so that when it gets to midnight I can just go straight on and start reading. But yeah, I'm really excited. I've been in a massive reading slump throughout March, so I'm hoping that this kind of like kickstarts my good reading habits again, and you know, I'm hoping that I have some fun, so we shall see. But I am currently reading From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I think I'm like 240 pages in, which is almost halfway, so I've done a good chunk of this book. Actually today I sat for a couple of hours and read it, and that's when I've done kind of that big chunk already, so I definitely think I can finish this by midnight tomorrow, providing I do nothing but read tomorrow. And then I also want to try and do at least one other book. So I have a non-fiction which I'm definitely going to get to tomorrow, and that is The Good Girl's Guide to Being a Dick. This is literally only like 200 pages, so it should be very, very doable, providing it's not too heavy going. This is, like I say, non-fiction, so it might be like, I don't know how this is going to be. And then I also have some options for a more kind of like light-hearted read if I want something to read either in between those two, or if I need a break from reading fantasy. So I've got 3 books to choose between. I can't decide which I will pick up yet, but it'll be one of these 3. So the first is The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is apparently very, very similar to Knives Out. The other option is Call Me By Your Name by Andre Osserman, and then the final option is Cartel by Lily St. Germain, and this is a kind of mafia romance type book. So yeah, obviously 3 very, very different options there for when I finish From Blood and Ash, but I will get to one of these 3. Definitely hope to read the entirety of this tomorrow, and definitely hope to finish From Blood and Ash tomorrow. I am loving this so much so far, by the way, you guys, like so much. So far this year I've only actually given 2 5-stars to new books. So I've reread some old favourites this year and kept my 5-star rating for those, but I'm not really counting that because they are literally like some of my favourite books of all time. So out of like all the new books that I've read this year, so far I've only given 2 5-star ratings, but this currently is really sitting at a 5-star read for me. I am honestly loving this so much, like so much. I think I accidentally saw a spoiler yesterday, but I'm trying to like keep that out of my brain because I don't know if it was real, and if it is real I still don't kind of know like how it happens or the context in which it happens, so I'm trying not to get too like in my head about it. But this is the first book, and definitely the first fantasy book that I've read in a long time, that has had me like truly hooked and not wanting to put it down. I started reading this yesterday, kind of like in between breaks from work, but like literally yesterday was such a full-on work day for me, so I only had kind of maybe like 2 minutes here and there to read anything, and yet in those 2 minutes here and there I was like frantically picking this up. So this is literally from like the first page I was hooked, and then yeah, this afternoon I basically shot a lot of content today, and from about like 4 p.m. to 7 or 8 p.m. I've just sat and read this, and I've got, like I said, a good chunk of the way through, so I'm hoping I can finish this for sure tomorrow. I'm so excited. I'm loving it. It's so good. It's so good. I will give you kind of a more in-depth review of it when I finish it, so for anybody wondering what this is about, keep watching and I will give you, like I say, a more in-depth overview when I finished it and I can kind of talk about it. Yeah, I'm so excited to read this. Okay guys, it's 1 AM. I've just reached the halfway point with From Blood and Ash, so I think I've read like another 60 or 70 pages, and yeah, I loved it so much. So I have about 300 pages to go tomorrow, so that should be done hopefully, I reckon, by midday. But what I'm going to do is get a little bit of sleep now, because I'm not one of these people that can just stay up for 24 hours solidly. So I'm going to get a little bit of sleep. I've set an alarm for 8 o'clock tomorrow, so that's like the latest that I'm going to be getting up. And then once I've had some breakfast in the morning, I'm going to get back on with reading. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this book so far. I think it's the pacing's just so good, because there's always action. So the last fantasy book I read was City of Brass, and I think the reason why that just failed so dramatically for me was because it was just so slow, and there was just too much time taken up like getting to the point, whereas literally from the first page there has been something exciting, like some kind of action happening. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far. Can't wait to dig into the next half. I can tell this is going to make me want to read the second book right away, and I need to get through my TBR before I read the second book. So yeah, but at least it's going to spur me on to read more this month, hopefully, so that is good. Good morning, guys. It's about 9:45. I slept until 8:30-ish, which was a little bit longer than I wanted to, but I was so tired. So yeah, as soon as I woke up, I just jumped straight into reading. I've just had some breakfast, so that kind of took 10 minutes out of my reading time, and I'm about to crack back on. I'm like approaching 2/3 of the way through now, or maybe I am about 2/3 of the way through. So yeah, I'll definitely have this finished, maybe even before lunchtime. I'm enjoying it so much. I literally can't put into words how good this book is. Like, it is so good. So yeah, I can't wait to delve back in. I'm like literally completely engrossed, addicted. I think what it is that the writing is just, it draws you in so well, and it's so easy to just like be in the novel, if that makes sense. And I've not had a book that's done that for me for too long, like way too long. So yeah, I'm super stoked. Like I love this so much, like so much. Also, I have a theory about who the Dark One is, and on the one hand I'm hoping I'm wrong, and then on the other hand I'm seriously hoping I'm right, because that would just be like an amazing twist. But I'm also hoping that I haven't guessed the plot twist so easily. But yeah, we'll see. There's just some things I've been putting together in my head, and I'm like, is that the Dark One? Is that what's gonna happen, like, at the end? Like, I don't know. Apparently people don't like the ending of this, so that makes me a little bit nervous. Yeah, I'm curious, very curious. Holy crap, this book, oh my god, if you've read this, you'll know what happens around page 400. Was not expecting that. Oh my god, I'm really sad. I'm really sad. Holy crap, I'm so immersed in this book. This is so good. Oh my god. I'm speechless. Wow. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna carry on. Holy crap. Okay guys, it is a little bit later. I can't really see because the sun is so bright. Also, I realise I'm gonna look like a hot mess the whole way through this vlog, so we're just gonna deal with it because I'm not putting makeup on today. This is just bringing out all the bags in my eyes. Wow, I look about a million years old. Anyway, okay, I came outside because it's sunny, and I just thought it would be nice to break up where I'm reading today. So yeah, this is my current view. How pretty. Some like little mountains in the distance over there. They're not really little, well they kind of are, I guess. And like a nice blue sky for Easter weekend. Love that for us. Also have my customary can of Diet Coke keeping me company, and I'm about to get stuck back into this bad boy. I'm literally like, I'm so obsessed, I can't even put into words. I'm on page 502, so I'm like just under 100 pages to go, and holy crap. Okay, so my thoughts, my little potential plot twist that I thought I'd figured out earlier isn't quite right, but it's almost right, I think. I'm not 100% sure. I don't think it's going to be exactly what I thought, but I do think like it's going to be related to what I thought. Obviously it's so difficult to like not give spoilers. Oh my god, this is so good. I really want to read A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire immediately after this. It's going to take like every ounce of self-control I have not to immediately read the sequel, but I have so many books that I want to read on my TBR this month that I have to get through first, and then that can be my reward. But holy crap, holy crap, wow, this is so good. I'm shocked, and I'm also like madly in love with Hawke, which I mean was predictable AF, because anytime I read a book like this I inevitably fall in love with like the male protagonist. But wow, so good. Hey guys, okay, so I've just made myself some lunch and I'm coming back to reading, and I'm pretty sure I actually might be right with the plot twist after all. And normally I hate it if I am right and I guess a plot twist so early on in a book, but I'm actually not mad this time because I really like it and I want to be right. So I've got less than 100 pages to go. I've got about 70 pages left. I don't want this to end. I love it so much. Oh my god. But yeah, oh, what a wild ride. I was not expecting this from this reading experience, but holy crap, it's so good. It's so good. Okay guys, it's 3 PM or like 3:05, and I just finished From Blood and Ash. I loved it so much. I've given it 5 stars. I may change that to 4 stars. I don't know, just because I'm trying to be more picky with the books that I give 5 stars to this year, because I used to just kind of give like a 5-star rating to everything that I enjoyed. And now, yeah, I'm trying to be really picky with which books I give 5 stars to, and this wasn't like an outstanding piece of literature. It wasn't faultless, the writing wasn't faultless, the characters weren't faultless, and yet I just loved it so much, had such a fun time reading it, and I feel like it's the book that's brought me out of my fantasy slump, and for that alone, that's why I want to give it 5 stars, because I had just so much fun with it. So yeah, I've given it 5 stars for now. That may change to 4, but yeah, for now it's a 5-star rating. I honestly cannot get over how absolutely horrendous I look in this video, so I'm really sorry to everybody. I'm making literally 0 effort with my appearance today. Okay guys, I've come back upstairs. I'm trying to decide what to read next, because I was gonna read Call Me By Your Name, but I feel like, although this is only short, it's like 248 pages, so it's very, very doable for me to get through today. I don't know if it's going to be more heavy going, whereas I feel like Cartel is going to be something that I can whiz through really quickly, and that's only like just over 300 pages, so that's super doable today. Obviously I also need to start my non-fic as well, so I'm feeling a bit torn. Like I really don't know what I feel like reading, because I do really want to read this soon so that I can watch the movie. But I also don't know if maybe this can be like a nice read for next weekend, and I really can't decide what to do. So until I make my decision, I think I'm going to read a few pages of this just to get it started. I read non-fic a lot slower than regular fiction, so yeah, I'll read a little bit of this, see how I get on, and then make a decision on my next book after. But like, oh my god, I still can't get over From Blood and Ash. I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. It was just fun. It was just a fun read for me. Loved it. Okay guys, all bathed, all worked out, it's good times. Actually looking probably more put together now than I have done at any other point in this video, and I thought I'd check in for a reading update. So The Good Girl's Guide to Being a Dick, I started this afternoon. I'm on page 25 of like 180. And then Cartel, I started this in the bath and I'm on page 35. I'm actually enjoying this so far. There's nothing groundbreaking in terms of the story or anything. It's like your typical kind of dark taboo romance, but I will say the writing is so much better than the majority of like the indie published ones that I've read. Now I don't know if that's because this is published by HarperCollins, but I'd imagine it's had a lot more editing and kind of finesse than the indie published ones, but the writing is really good and I think this is going to be a really good one. Okay guys, it is about 9:45-ish and I am thoroughly engrossed in Cartel. I'm about 2/3 of the way through. I think I've got like 120 pages left to go. So I'm very easily going to finish this tonight. It's actually really good. Like, it's one of those where it's definitely not a 5-star read, but I do rate romances a little bit differently to how I rate kind of like fantasy, literary fiction, etc., which I think I will maybe do a video and talk about how I rate books, because I think like when I do wrap-ups and stuff, it might be quite confusing if I'm giving something like this a 5-star and then not giving something that's more kind of like accomplished a 5-star, if that makes sense. But yeah, so I'm really enjoying it. It's very kind of stereotypical dark romance kind of thing. There's nothing groundbreaking about it, but I just like it. I think like I said before, the writing is kind of more sophisticated than it is in a lot of these romances, and I think I said like I'm pretty sure it's because it's published by HarperCollins, so it's probably gone through a lot more of an editing process than a lot of like the indie published and self-published romances that I read. But yeah, I really like it. I like the fact that this is apparently a prequel trilogy to a another like full series. So I feel like this is just kind of setting the scene a little bit, doing some character and world building, and I'm actually really appreciating the fact that it's not like too not plot heavy, but like it's not all happening in one book. I quite like the fact that it's going to be split over 3, and it's definitely making me want to pick up the other 2 in the series, so I might have to order these soon. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it anyway. I think I said at the beginning what it's about, but just in case I didn't, it's about a daughter of a Colombian drug lord who is sold to the cartel to pay his debts, basically, which is similar in essence to Den of Vipers that I've read recently by K.A. Knight, that is getting a bit of attention on BookTube at the moment. That was Reverse Harem, this isn't, and 2 very different books actually. But yeah, this is brilliant and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Hey guys, so it is 11:35 and I'm actually going to stop reading now, even though it's not quite 24 hours, but my brain has turned to mush and I think I'm just like, I've reached my like a cut-off point. But I had a really fun day and that's the main thing. Like, I really enjoyed my day reading. So just to recap, so first it was From Blood and Ash. I'd obviously already started this prior to today, but I wasn't that far through, so I have read the majority of this today. Absolutely loved it. 5-star read for me, based purely on how much I enjoyed it. I think I said earlier in the vlog there was some flaws with the writing and some flaws with the plot and the characters and stuff, but like ultimately this gave me the reading experience that I have been desperate for all year so far. So 5 stars, loved it, can't wait to read the second one. I then also read and finished Cartel by Lily St. Germain. This I gave 3 stars. I think I've said a few times that the writing's more sophisticated in this than in a lot of the indie romances that I've read recently, and by that I just mean it's a little bit more polished rather than necessarily being better. It was a good read, it was a quick read obviously, but it wasn't like anything mind-blowing or exceptional. It just follows the story of a girl who ends up getting sold to the cartel to pay her father's debts, and this is, I think I've already said, this is like a prequel to another series that she's already done. So I think this is kind of like world building, setting the scene a little bit, introducing you to the characters. For a dark romance book though, this was pretty tame. I keep comparing this to Den of Vipers because that's the only other kind of like a mafia style book that I've read, and that was like intense. Like I said in my recent book haul, that it kind of made me feel like I needed to find Jesus after reading it. This did not have the same kind of like vibe. The smut was really tame in it, the actual like mafia, the cartel violence and stuff, and it was pretty tame. So yeah, it didn't blow me away, but it was a fun read, and I would probably pick up the other 2 in this trilogy and then maybe decide to read the main series. I don't know. Yeah, it wasn't terrible, but I wasn't obsessed with it. And then finally I got to page 38 in this. This is under 200 pages, so I think I'm like 20% of the way through. Honestly guys, so far this is absolutely terrible. All the author has done is talk about herself. There has been no kind of practical advice on how to be more assertive or anything. All she's spoken about is how she told one of her friends to fuck off one day, and then she's gone on about not wearing makeup to work, but then has contradicted herself by saying that she felt shit not wearing makeup to work. And then now we're going on a ramble about a bakery. I don't really know. It's not really doing it for me, but I will finish this. I cannot DNF a book, so I will finish this. But this was just, yeah, it's not great. I'm hoping that maybe it gets better as it gets going, but as far as a self-help book is concerned, this is not helping me. So yeah, that is my reading vlog. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I'm very out of practice filming any of these. I'm very out of practice filming these, but I do have another one planned coming up soon. So if you have enjoyed this, make sure you stick around to see that. And yeah, I hope you guys are all well. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Give me a thumbs up if you have. Don't forget to subscribe if you are new, and comment below if you've read any of these books. Let me know what you think. I think there'll be a lot of discussion around From Blood and Ash. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on that one. And I'll see you in another video very soon. Bye guys.